Evening and welcome to this week's Psychic and Spiritual segment. Tonight we have another new reader for us. Let's click clack. And it's the lovely Sarah. Hello.
Evening everyone. So nice to join you.
Thank you for joining us. So before we get started this evening, firstly, could I ask you to tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
Me, sorry, I'm reading the comments.
Oh, that's all right. People I'm used to being ignored, it's kind of normal.
So evening everybody. I've been working platform for about 5 years, maybe 6. So it takes a while to get that courage to actually go up, and you've also got to be ready in your own life to be able to work as a medium as well. And everything just fell into place 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago. So evening everybody. And prior to that, I've been sat in circles since my early 20s, so over 25 years ago, and I've just enjoyed working with spirit. And the reason I want to work with spirit is so that I can connect the two worlds and allow you to have those messages from the people that you want to hear from. And sometimes it's not the people you want to hear from, but they might be the means of and the way of the other ones coming through. So don't just say no straight away. It's because it's not your grandfather, your dad, your mum that you want to hear from. It could be Auntie Beryl or Uncle Sam that you've long not heard of, and they might be there allowing your mum and dad to come through. So bear that in mind. But it is always a pleasure to connect with spirit, and nobody can connect without the audience and without your support and without people like Karen putting on these events. So it's really important. I am based on the south coast in Bognor Regis, so not so sunny today, but we're still there. So it's nice to know where you're all from as well. And also I also work with Pink Angel Sarah, but I think you've got her on in a week's time or something.
She's
so that'd be lovely.
Week.
Yeah, there you go. So we do it on our own and we work together, which is nice as well. So I hope you stay with us. Don't forget to type in when you understand the information. And is that enough about me or not enough?
That is, yeah. That's more. If it is as much or as little as you want to tell us,
that's enough. Lovely.
And just want to let everybody know how you're going to work this evening.
Okay, all right, so I'm just going to give you information out, and I'll give you as much information as I get. I will just they normally give me the description of who they are. They don't always tell me who they are or that to start with. It's up to them how they want to communicate. I'm open. I allow them to work how they want to work. I don't give boundaries that they can't work anyway, as long as they're polite and they respect spirit. And I respect spirit. That's all that matters. So as I give you information and you understand that, please type in that you understand it, what you can take of that message, and we will actually come down and we'll find where you are. Sometimes it will feel right that I am with you, and other times it won't. So, but we will find where they are going to as well.
And I will bring up all the comments on the screen so you can see who's replying. And so I'll bring the comments up, and also then all people will know who you're talking to as well.
Wonderful.
Okay, so I will go off and sit in the studio and do all the moderating and producing. And I will, if you need me, just tell me and I'll come back up.
Yeah. Just before you do go, what time do we go on to? Didn't ask that earlier.
Oh, it's an hour, but it's up to you.
Okay. All right, that's lovely.
If it's a little bit less or it's a bit more, either way, it's your time, so it's whatever you want to do.
Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you.
That's okay.
Evening, David and Jessica, Valerie and Zoe. I can see right at the top there. So I do have a gentleman that's drawing close, and just say that I do tend to look this way because it's just allowing me to have a blank mind and open to be to the spirit world is there as well. So I have a gentleman that's drawing close, and he's actually dangling his leg. So he's telling me he would have had an issue with his leg, and it's his right leg that he's dangling in front of me at the moment. And when I say dangling, he's just hovering it in the air and moving it back and forward. And he's saying my leg is working perfectly fine, and I can swing it backwards and forwards, and I can move it like I never used to be able to later in my life as well. He says I can stand up straight, so I would have been he's telling me he would have been in a chair, and he's also telling me that his hearing's back to normal as well, and his eyesight. So he did deteriorate quite badly as he went on. I am in my 70s when I passed, he's telling me, and I deteriorated quite quickly. It wasn't a slow, progressive illness. I went down quite quickly, but it's about his leg. My leg is fine. And I'm asking him to give me information. He would have had an accident or something that would have taken that leg and made it not as mobile as he would have liked it. And it would have given him constant pain throughout his life as well, because he's saying it irritated him there. So if any of you understand any of this information, please type in that you understand and everything else. I don't do okay, we're not fortune tellers, so we are here to prove that survival spirit lives on. All right, so bear that in mind there. So the gentleman, he's telling me I've got to connect. There's a David around him, and October will be very beneficial to him as well. October is, I've got a birthday in October, and he's telling me he would have been over 5'8", 5'9", so not overly tall for a gentleman, but he's there as well. And he's also telling me as he got older, he would have had a bit of a stoop there as well. So we want somebody that can, I am father, so I want to, this is somebody's dad. The name David should be very relevant to him. I would have had leg problems. My eyesight was quite bad, he's telling me, and I would have been stuck in my chair for quite the majority of the day, purely because I didn't have anywhere and I wasn't well enough, and I didn't feel well enough where I could go there. I've also just heard the name Matt, so Matt should be relevant, and Barry as well. So those names, if you don't understand one, you will find them once you find one name, the others will make sense as well. I want to connect to my daughter. So if anybody's here, so I want my daughter, I want to tell her I'm okay now. She's done a lot of work and help for me. She bought me meals. She made me cups of tea, I'm being told. And she done my shopping. She said, and he's saying I couldn't have survived without there as well. I want to connect with my daughter because I want to say thank you as well. June and July will be very relevant to the daughter. So there'll be months, so there'll be birthdays in June and July there. So if you understand this information, if you just pop in there as well. I want to I need to connect to you. I need to let you know that I'm okay. I need to thank you as well. There'll be another family member that wasn't so helpful, is what he's just said. And he wants to put it that way, not so helpful there. And I need to, okay, the person I need to connect to, you need time to recover yourself. So you've been feeling under the weather. You need time to recover yourself there as well. Okay, so whoever I'm connecting with, just please put in there that you understand this gentleman. In my days, I would have worked outside, so I worked outside there, and worked outside. And the daughter would like horses, so there's a connection to horses. Okay. Does anybody understand any of this information? Otherwise, I'm going to let him go. I've got the colour green on his walls as well. It's almost like a really pale pea green, so he would have had green inside his living room, and his living room's not very big either. I would have worn a shirt without a tie, he's telling me. Okay. So nobody can actually take any of the information of who I've got here. No. Okay.
Nobody's responding, unfortunately. So I think you're probably best off just moving on if you're happy to do that.
Okay.
Sometimes, as you know, we have to, unfortunately.
Yeah. Do other mediums pick out people from who type in, or do they just do the blind readings?
Yeah, they can. It's totally up to you. You can pick out people if you'd like and read for them.
Right.
If anybody's happy to come on screen this evening, then please do let us know.
Okay.
And we can do that as well.
All right. Okay. So I shall carry on then. Okay, Libby. All right, I see you've just arrived. Okay, let's see where we're going here. I do feel that I've got a lady that's drawing close, Libby, so I need you to type in when you recognise the information. It's either a yes or a no, or if you don't understand, say you don't understand that information as well. So I've got a lady that's drawing close. I've got to give you the name Sam. Sam will actually be around you, I'm being told. Hi, Libby. So Sam will be around you. Now, this could be a work colleague or a mate, but Sam's important as well. And I also want to talk about your backache, she's telling me. I've got to talk about your lower back. So I want to go about your lower back there, Libby, and about taking your time and your care of how you're lifting things. And so recently there must have been a twinge or something there. If you can type in for me, Libby, and let me know that you understand there as well. The lady's coming close. She's shown me that she's got hair just above her shoulders. She's also shown me that it's got a little bit, yes, back pain, thank you, Libby, that her hair would have been a little bit of a wave to it, but not as curly as she would have liked, and she would have liked curly hair, and she would have made comments about this as well. So somebody in the family has very curly hair, she's telling me, and it would have been natural, but hers, she had to put the work in there, Libby, as well. I do want to talk about the flowers. So she would have liked flowers as well, but I actually want to either be arranging them, I'm doing something with them. If it's not a job, she had it as a hobby of flower arranging. There's something about putting the flower arranging and arranging them. So Libby, just type in what you understand, yes and no, and that'd be lovely as well. I do actually feel this is Nan, and if it's not Nan, it's going to be that Nan love for you there as well. But she's bringing you flowers now, so there'll be an anniversary now. So we are in March, so we're coming up to the end of March, so there'll be an anniversary that you want to. Mum loved to arrange flowers, thank you, Libby. She wants to give you flowers now, so there's an anniversary now. I feel there's a passing that needs to be remembered, that's just gone, so we've just gone because she wants to put it there. Grandma loved flowers too, lovely. But I want to give you another anniversary, and I feel like it's a birthday. It's either just happened or just coming up as well there for me there. Okay, she said if we go to April as well, there's lots more excitement to come, and she's saying that it's a good excitement and we're looking forward to something. So you're planning something in April. You can't have as many people as you want because of restrictions, which is obvious, but there's still excitement and there's something bubbling over there. Now, if my granddaughter's birthday in March will be 3, lovely, but there's something exciting and bubbly that I've got to talk about right now as well. She says you're a person that bring people together, and you must have reunited people as well that have had a bit of a sons and 2 brothers birthdays in April, lovely. Libby, you understand about you've reunited family members together and you've made them see some kinds of sense there as well, because she says you've brought them back together and the understandings have been settled and you had something to do with that. So hope you understand there. Son and 2 brothers birthdays April, wonderful. Okay, I've also got to say that she's telling me that whatever the split was is a long time coming, and she's glad that it's happened as well. She's just given me the name Bert. Now, Bert is quite often shortened from Albert, so I've got to give you Albert. And I don't know why I've got to give you this, but I've got to give you, I'm trying to reunite now. Wonderful. She said, keep trying, because whatever it is you're doing and however it is you're saying the words, it is being taken in. So the words and the way you word it is actually hitting home and doing some good there. All right, Libby. I've got to give you sherbet. I'm not sure why I've got to give you the yellow sherbet, but I've got to give it to you there as well. Something about it and being funny, because she's actually laughing. It's either somebody got into a mess, there's something about it. Anyway, I'm going to leave that for you to sort out as well. There is a black and white cat in spirit, Libby, that would be related around this lady, or she's looking after it now there as well. I wouldn't have been a great baker, she's telling me, but I did bake. But in her opinion, she wasn't the greatest baker. Okay. Love any sherbet, Raya. Lovely. Well, she's given me the yellow one, so take the yellow one from her as well. There's painting as well. Somebody's very creative within your family on earth now. I want this around a female. Cat is sweetheart. Lovely, Libby. There's something about somebody being very creative, but I'm the baker, so you're better than her, because she said she wasn't the greatest baker. Lovely. Okay. She's given me the painting. Somebody's very creative. I want a younger female, and I want that to be inspired. I want to be inspired, and I want to push her forward and to take carry on allowing. Just painted the whole house. Okay, so have I, Libby, or trying to finish painting it. Libby, it's about painting on canvas, unless you're doing it really bright colours. It's about being creative and bright colours and putting on canvas. So I don't feel it's just the painting of the house, unless you've painted furniture. There's something about being more creative than just painting unless you've done. Lovely. Your granddaughter loves to paint. Encourage it and allow her to go do it freely. Don't restrict her, just allow her to just put the colours on however she is inspired to do it as well. I've got a gentleman in spirit that's actually smoking a pipe. She's tutting your nan or gran or whoever she is tutting, so she wouldn't have liked that pipe smoking, but he still smoked it. So that's fine. She's talking about washing the windows, but not really paying attention what I'm doing. Your uncle smoked the pipe. Yeah, okay, lovely. But I've also got somebody in the Navy as well. So somebody within that family, if it's not him, would be in the Navy. And she said, I had to wave them off and he didn't come back. So she's just said whoever she waved off didn't come back. And that had a very lasting memory on her for her whole life. I don't know if you know that, but that's what she's saying there as well. Anyway, let's get back to clearing the windows. We're cleaning the windows, but she's saying nobody's really paying attention. So I'm giving that to you symbolically, Libby, that Uncle Dutch retired from the Navy. Okay, there must be somebody that didn't come back either as well. So if you don't know, is there somebody you can ask and find that information out? But she's saying that you are clearing the windows, so that's what you're doing, but you still can't see through clearly. So there's something that you're not seeing clearly around, that you're not seeing for what it really is. I'm asking her to give me more information. She says it's a bit puzzling for you. It's about understanding how other people work. And that's why. So you see so much, but you're not seeing it all. And she's telling me that you don't have to understand everything to be able to see clearly. So maybe you're trying too hard to understand what you think you need to understand. And she's saying you don't have to understand that. Hope that makes sense for you, Libby. Got to go to September, and I want to be about the 20th of September for you. So I'm going to give you that 20th of September, and then I'm going to leave her love with you. And I've got a little rose bush that I have to give to you, and it's the red little one there for you. Okay, you understand what she's saying, Libby. That's wonderful. This little red rose bush should have meaning for you. It's got the tiniest little buds as well, and it's 3. I've got to give you 3 people that you're thinking of right now, or been talking about, that's really important to you. Take her love. Know that she's still watching over you. She would have loved to collect cards. I don't know if you know that, but I've got little tiny postcards or little tiny cards that she says I kept and cherished. So I'm going to leave her love with you and say thank you for working with me. Thank you. Okay, evening everybody. So there's a nice lot of people. Working does make you thirsty, so if I tend to drink a lot of water, I do apologise, but we're there. Okay, Diana Neal. Evening. If I can work with you, I don't know who I've got through here, and I don't know the song, but I've just heard. So Diana Neal. If you could actually listen and then type in what you understand there for me. And once I've given information out, I do tend to forget what I've given out there. So Diana, okay. Right. There's a song that I heard, and it's something about the lark, and I can't sing it because you'd all run away and leave the room. Hello Diana. But there's something about the song, and it's got a lark in it. So I've got to give you that. I love singing. This person loves singing. I've got another lady that's drawing close, but I've got a gentleman that's coming up behind her, and I feel they would be together as well. And we're together in spirit world. We were together on earth, they're telling me, and we're together on spirit. Now she's quite tiny compared to the gentleman, and she's telling me she's about 5'4", so she's not very tall. She's 5'4", and he's a lot taller. I'm 5'10", so there's quite a lot of height difference there, but they gave each other support, and he's actually got his hands on her shoulders, and she was his world. He's just said she was my world, and she cared a lot for him, and she would never change a thing there. Other people said to her, I don't know how you done it. So there would have been some kind of conflict between them, but they still loved each other, and they still cared for each other. And she's just said she wouldn't change it either. She would have liked an easier life, Diana. I hope you understand who this is. She would have liked it a little bit easier, but she wouldn't have changed it, because she's telling me he wouldn't have been the man I fell in love with. So she definitely loved him there. I've just been given the name Sybil as well. Sybil's quite unusual, so I've got to give you the Sybil. Diana, do you understand any of this information? But I've also got to give you, I've got to go to the month of November for an anniversary around this couple, November. I feel it's around the lady, and I want her birthday in November, and I want to be about, I've got about the 14th or 15th there, Diana. Can you, whoops, that's my crystal's just gone. Okay. Right. Okay. Gonna have to go down there. Okay, lovely. So you think you got them. It's about standing united, and that's what something you have to do. You have to stand united. So whatever's going on around you right now, you need support, and you need to persevere and go forward. I'll check those dates, lovely. I like to, right, okay. We've also got to give you primulas. Got to give you primroses and primulas as well about the spring, and the changes are coming. And I know we're all going through changes, but she says the spring right now is okay. Diana, you understand that you're feeling a little bit turbulent right now, because she wants to say that is going to come down. Okay, that is going to calm down, and those feelings are going to subdued, and you're not going to feel so tense. Okay. All right. I felt Sybil was with an S, Diana. So check for an S there as well. Right. She's talking about going to the back door, Sybil. Looking at my back door, Do you understand you've got a back? Well, I hope you understand you've got a back door, but there's something about the back door. Just double check it, make sure everything's okay. But it's either a handle, the handle is loose, or something about the back door handle. So have a check on there for me. Also, she's also talking about we've got to write down dates. You've got to keep your diary up to date or write down important dates so you don't miss things. There's things that you could easily miss by Diana. She's saying to me that I need to just, or you just need to write down the dates and keep going forward as well. And again, she's just repeated it's perseverance. It's really important for you to persevere and don't let anybody put you off going forward. I feel that's all she's coming through to say. It's about giving you the confidence and just keep going. It's about perseverance, Diane. I hope you understand, and that's all she's saying, perseverance. Going to leave you with daffodils. She's saying, so there's an anniversary. I want it at the beginning of March, and I also want to go to December for a birthday, and I want to go to May as well for another birthday. So she's saying, look out for those other dates as well, and make sure you write everything down. Even if you think you're going to remember it, she said it doesn't matter, just you've got a reference to go back to. So I'm going to leave their love for you. And I'm going to say thank you for working with me. Thank you. Diana, I know who it is now. Very dear friend, and I called my chosen grandma. Oh, wonderful. I worked at their shop after school and stayed in touch with them. Wonderful. I'm so pleased. It's always nice when you actually realise who's come through, because they don't always give you those names or the connection. Sometimes they come through and say who they are, but the information just keeps coming. Okay, I've got another lady that's coming through. I'm not quite sure who I was, and I've just missed the name. George there. George, and I've just missed you. There you go. George. Right, that's it. George, lovely. If you can just type hello there for me. I do feel that I'm drawn to you, and I feel that the George will go back into the family as well. There'll be another George that goes back. In fact, I feel there's 2 or 3 Georges, and the name would carry forward in that way down the family line there. Okay, just want to say, George, you need to... Okay, I'm being told you need to take a step back, and I've got a gentleman coming forward, and I feel like I've got a bit of I would have hunched over a bit as well as I got older. I do feel that was also pressure that I was feeling. So if it wasn't a physical leaning forward and hunched up, it was how I was feeling. So I feel tense as well there. As well. I also feel that I've got digestive issues, and I've got something going on in that's digestion problems, and it would have been an underlying problem there as well. I've got to I feel this is round you now, George. There's somebody that is hyper cleansing, almost washing their hands every 5 seconds and checking that they've done it, and checking that they're doing everything to stay clean. I know we need to stay clean there, George, but I feel this is over and above. It's about being extra careful about everything and taking it to the extreme as well. I do feel this is another gentleman there, and I also feel that they are a natural warrior, and they do take on everybody else's problems as well. George, the gentleman that's coming through, do you understand who I've got? I would have liked the odd drink, and he's just showing me he would have had a small 1/2 pint glass, and he's also shown me that it would have been something dark like a Guinness or a stout. So it's not a lager, it would be a little tiny. It would have been from a bottle, he's telling me, and he's just given me a brown bottle there as well. Wasn't a... Oh, lovely, you understand, lovely. Wasn't a big drinker, but he just liked that bit there as well. I am in quite an old-fashioned style of house, or it wasn't decorated and kept up to modern standards. But it didn't bother him. He was clean, he was dry, and he had a roof over his head, and that's how I feel he was quite content there as well. I would have had dogs, whether you know whether he had dogs, but I would have had dogs. And I've also got other dogs because I loved them, and I want to surround myself with dogs. I've got newspapers as well. I like to read the newspaper, but I liked the Sunday Drinker, his brandy, grandfather. I've got I want to go to the back of the paper, not the front. And I would have smoked. In this saying, I would have smoked quite a bit. So this gentleman would have smoked quite a bit. He's telling me his hair, although he kept it cut when he wanted to, it wasn't as upkept as people keep them today, but he was okay with that. In my younger days, I was a very fit person. I want to be outdoors. I want to be walking. I want to be doing everything, keeping fit. And if I didn't work outdoors, it would have been I wanted to work out. I worked outdoors. He's just corrected me. I did work outdoors. I'm asking him to give me more information. I was either on the roads or on the garden, in the fields. There's something about working in fields as well, because I've just seen ploughed fields as well. So, and that's symbolic for you as well, George. The symbolic is that you have whatever it is you've been working on, you've ploughed the fields there, and everything's ready for you to plant the seeds in as well. George, that's brilliant, because you've put in the hard work. You just got to put in the seeds, and then everything's going to start to grow and go in the right direction. It's about giving you encouragement as well. He's telling me we've got to give you encouragement, but we've also got to say well done, because whatever you did, he built ships. I didn't see him building ships, but I got him outside. George, you need a well done. You've achieved something, and he's coming through to say well done. You've done really well. I've got to give you December as an anniversary. I want to go to December, and I want to be at the beginning of December. That's really important. And he's telling me you feel really tired. You're feeling tired. Thank you. You need these rows. George, remember, you have to rest as well, he's saying. And if you do feel tired, take that step back. And that's why you have to take the step back. You need to take the step back, rejuvenate, and then you can go forward with more vigor as well. If you don't work spiritually, George, you have free will. If anything that's said here, you have free will, and it's up to you. I actually feel you could work spiritually if you don't work spiritually already. I'm also being told that there's circles around you that you could join. So if you want to go and find out more information, please go and find out. His birthday, December. I just had cancer 30 days ago. All is gone. Still rest, George. That's good. Yeah. So that's about taking it easy and resting still when you need to rest. Got to give you cornflowers now. I feel that's more symbolic again, but that's the blue. For us, when we get blue, it's about healing. So you're still needing those restful days, but the cornflowers, I think they're such beautiful flowers. If you don't know what they are, look them up as well. But so they come about in May, I think, again. So there'll be an anniversary in May there as well. Eye strain. There's something about eye strain, George. Go get your eyes tested, or whoever it is that's around you needs to go and get their eyes tested. It's about eye strain as well. Too many hours staring at a computer. Somebody is actually, and I don't feel it's a big computer, I feel it's more one that you can hold. So it would be a tablet or something, and it's too much staring at the screen as well. I am going to leave his regards. He's not said love. He said it's regards. And he said if I said it was love, you wouldn't say it was from him, and you knew it's regards. But you knew he loved you, and you would have known that, but he wouldn't have shown it outright. So take his regards, George. He's just giving you a slap on the back and he's just saying, really well done. He's giving you balloons, so you'll have a birthday coming up, but I actually feel it's in April, not March. I want it in April. And he said, have a piece of cake for him as well. And I'm going to say, thank you for working with me. Thank you. George, I'm healing. They said 6 months. They said for all the body to be good. Just keep healing, keep resting and allow that healing to work as well. Okay, right. Lovely. Okay. Lauren, evening there. Can I come to you, please? Okay, Lauren. So if you just, that's it. Lauren Hossel, is that? Apologies if I said that wrong. Okay, Lauren. Okay, just type in there so I can see your comment and type yes or hello or hi. That's lovely. Right, Lauren, I feel I have two people coming in. I've got a one which is much younger than the other one. Okay, and the younger one's being pushed forward, so it needs that strength, gentle encouragement to come forward from the older lady. So the lady who's coming through, and it's important I describe her for you. She's standing about 5 foot. I want about 5'6". She said I would have been slimmer, but she's got quite a dry sense of humour. I filled out, she said, as I got older. But she's saying what's important is she would have had short hair, she's showing me, and it would have been tapered at the neck here. Okay, tapered at the neck. I would have had dark hair. I would have worn glasses, but I want them on top of my head more than on my eyes there. And she's telling me she drove. She would have driven about and she would have taken lots of people places as well. I don't feel I reach very old bones, or if I did, she's coming through and I want to be in my early 60s. I definitely don't want to be over 65, so I'm early 60s there as well. But I was a very active lady, she's telling me, and I passed that on to my family, and I passed them on to the fact that you always have to do stuff for yourself. You can't sit back and allow that to happen or wait for it to happen, because it's not going to. You have to take charge. And she's saying you have to take charge of your life, Lauren. So you need to take charge. And because sitting back, but you've realized this, she says, you've actually learned this lesson the hard way by sitting back and waiting for it to happen and then having to do it yourself. So Lauren, keep typing in for me that you understand or what you don't understand there for me. She's bringing in this younger, and it is male. All right, she's bringing in this younger male for me. And I actually feel I've got two younger males. So can you just bear with me, because I want to talk about a 6-year-old. I want to talk about a 6-year-old, and I want to have somebody in when they were 19. You don't understand who she is. Lauren, do you understand that there's a 6-year-old in spirit and another boy that would be about 19 when he passed? Okay, if you don't understand this, please say so, and I'm going to throw it out, because I've got a 6-year-old, and I feel this is Gran that would have put him through, and that's why she's pushing him forward. And I've got a 19-year-old lad here as well, and he would have passed tragically in an accident. And I am involved. There's either a motorbike and a car, but I've passed in an accident there. And the 6-year-old, I just feel I understand someone 19 when passed. Okay. And Lauren, do you understand that he would have passed? There's something about a motorbike and the car. There's the two. All right. So please do there. There's also this 6-year-old that I need to find why he's there with him. If he's not directly related to you, this young lad that's 19, I've got to give you the name Ben. I'm hearing the name Ben and I'm hearing the name David. So if you find David, you'll find Ben, and if you find Ben, you'll find David that way. That's how that works as well. This 6-year-old wants to come through. I actually feel he was in the car. Okay, I feel this 6-year-old was ill in life. So if he's not directly related to you, you should know somebody that has lost a son when he was 6 as well. I am being told he had cancer. He had cancer, and I feel it affected his whole body, and that's why I've got to give that to you as well. And the colour red, I really hope you're going to find out where he belongs, because I want to get a message to my mum. He's got his teddy bear. His teddy bear would have been put in with him when he crossed over. He's got his teddy bear. He can run around, so he needs to get this back to his. The names don't make sense to me. I don't think this is for me. Or okay. Please listen, if anybody else can take this message, there isn't another Lauren on here, is there? You understand the boy with the 19 being 19. Do you understand that he would have supported football, and that he would have supported a football team that wore red? Lauren, it's quite. I need to find where this message is. You'll have a birthday coming up now. There'll be a birthday that's coming up, Lauren. You understand about the football, lovely. Somewhere within your family or your friends, there will be a 6-year-old boy that passed with cancer. If you can just let their mum know, or talk to your friends about that he's come through, to say, I'm okay, and I still got my teddy bear, and I still hear you sing. So the mum would love to sing, and okay, he's just given me stars. So there's something about singing about stars. All right, stars at night. So if you just pass that around, and hopefully you'll find where this 6-year-old boy's mum is, and just let him know that he's all right. The older boy that liked football, and he's saying he was quite, he was well liked, is what I'm going to put it. He was well liked. He had a big friend base, he's telling me. So when he passed, it was quite a shock to not just a few, but a big party there as well. And he wants to, sorry, I'm getting confused. He's telling me that balloons would have been released for him. So they must have released balloons in his memory there for him, Lauren. I don't know if you know that, but I've got to talk about balloons as well. I've given you the name David. He's just repeated the name David. So look for David. You should find Ben there as well. I am going to leave. The little boy wants to leave his love, and he says, I want to leave it to the whole world, which is really nice of him, because he's just said that. I want to leave it, and I want to spread my love around. And he's saying we can spread it together. And he's come through and he said, in the collective form, it's quite nice actually, in the collective form, we can make a bigger difference. And it's about being together and spreading the word that way. That is very much how he would have been on earth, about looking after other people. And when you find his mum, she'll be able to confirm that for you. The 19-year-olds came through to bring him through. So I am going to leave his love with you, because I feel that would have been love on a friendship basis, love. And I've got to go to my heart. So there's a heart connection there too, Lauren. And the lady just came through to bring them both through. Hope you can take that and find where it needs to go. And I'm going to say thank you for working with me, Lauren. Okay. Right. For some reason, my messages stopped going up and down. Okay. Right. Okay. I do have a lady that's coming forward, and I'm just having a look through the names. And they go quite quick, so you have to go there. Okay. I am actually Jodie G. Smith. Can I come to you, please, as well? Jodie. Okay, Jodie, if you just type in yes, that would be lovely there for me, and we'll be able to go there for me. I've got neck issues. I can't turn my head. I feel that I've got neck and shoulder pain there as well, and I just feel restricted in my movements as well. I do feel I've got a gentleman that's drawing close there, Jodie, and I want to be fishing with him, and I want to find my relaxation when I go fishing, and I want some solitude time. So I quite like being on my own there, Jodie. It's my reflective time of being fishing there and just being able to be with myself. I feel quite calm with him as well, but I do feel there's something about not being about movement being restricted around my shoulders and my neck there as well. I also feel that I would have had some kind of sickness or something that I ate would have made me feel sick. So Jodie, I hope you understand. I hope these yeses are that you understand that. I just wanted to be quiet. I like the quiet. I like peaceful surroundings. Too much noise just irritated me, and I did want to take myself off. Very down to earth gentleman, and one that didn't have a lot to say, but when he did speak, it was always with meaning, and it was always to say important things, and you understand that. And he used to think about what he said before he said it. He didn't like to upset people, and he never jumped in unless he never jumped in, and he never jumped to conclusions. Okay, never jumped to conclusions. He said we always had to find the underlying meanings to everything. And he also said I had a very inquiring mind, but one people didn't really understand, Jodie. I like my tea. I like my cup of tea, and he liked taking his flask. So when he went fishing or out and about, he would have taken a flask. He's telling me, and somebody should still have that flask. That's him, lovely. Somebody should still have that flask. Not much good, he's telling me, but they still got it there. And he's also just given me a plum tree. So there's something about having a plum tree or loving to have plums, because he's just given me a tree. Somebody had a parrot, Jodie, because he's just saying that when he spoke, he could use a few chosen words, but he's just said that parrot is over here with me now. So since he's passed, that parrot has passed too. And he wouldn't have been too fond of that parrot. So I hope you know where that parrot was. They lived quite a long life. But I want to he's just holding my hand out and he's saying, let's look at your lines. So you must, Jodie, there's something about having your palm read or talking about palm readings. Do you understand this, Jodie? About looking, Jodie, it's about looking at palms and thinking, which is my lifeline, my heart line. And there's lots of questions you have that's going up there as well. You've got many questions that you need to be answered, and some of them you're worrying about, and that's having an effect on your daily life too. Okay. Jodie, yes, I do. I'm going through yeah, okay. I think that's tough time, is it? Yes, tough time. Okay. So let's try and not worry about all the little bits. Let's just go one step at a time. And he would have said this, let's break it down and take it into segments and we'll just work through it. And that's really important. It's about being alone, feeling alone. That's okay too. He's saying everything that, yeah. He's telling me to put music on, Jodie. Put music on, listen to the music and just let it play in that. It doesn't have to be loud, Just let it play in the background. It will bring calm. What he's given me, and he is giving me that feeling, he's given me a feeling that there's other people that rely on you, and you've just got to keep going forward. Just keep going. But when I've just said that, he's telling me that they are quite capable of making decisions on their own too, Jodie. So I hope you understand why he's saying that. You don't have to do everything for them either. They are very capable of doing it. I am going to leave his love. He said, you need time for yourself too. And he's just given me reading material. He said, have a read. No, I understand you can't read because you're reading the same sentence over again or the same paragraph over again. Put it down, listen, go back to your music and just do it that way. If whoever's feeling angry, whether it's you or somebody around you, that will fade in time and you'll understand more. We often ask why things happen, and it's not until a lot later that we actually realise why that did happen. Take his love, because I do feel it's love for you. And he would have had a picket fence in his garden, because he said, I've still got my picket fence. So there's something about having that picket fence. And I'm going to say thank you for working with me. Thank you. Oh, bless. Jodie, everything's going to be okay, because it always is. It's just a toughness right now and having to fight, the constant fighting or the battling. It's not fighting, it's the battling and the worry. But you'll come out it the other side, and that's why you've got to understand other people can stand on their own 2 feet too, and that should be really relevant to you. So thank you for working with me. Talk to him. He's saying talk to him. He can still hear you. He can still allow you to allow some of those words. Just get some of that off your chest. Talk to him, and he's listening. And thank you for working with me. Thank you. Okay. You're welcome, Jodie. Okay, I do have a gentleman that would have wrung his hands like I'm doing, and I feel that I would have rubbed my hands, and he's telling me that I would have rubbed my fingers. Either they were, yes, I feel that a few of my fingers would be cold, but I also feel a few of my fingers would have got stuck and I would have to rub them. And I'd like to come to Alison Foster if I can. I need to rub my fingers to make sure that they're working or to get them moving again and to keep the circulation going as well. He's telling me he used his hands in life. He would have used them for work as well. And I've got wood. So if he didn't work with wood, there would have been a hobby of working with wood. There's something about my hands having cramp as well. And I've just got to massage them and keep them moving as well. I've also got this gentleman. He's shown me that he would have worn overalls. So I've got overalls, Alison. I've got overalls. I would have worn overalls. And I'm actually seeing blue overalls, whether that's for his own hobbies. And do you remember Fred Dibner? Because that's how I'm seeing this gentleman in the blue overalls with a cap on, and I've got grease on my hands as well. So there must be something to do that I was good with my hands, whether it was mechanical and engine based or whether it was wood and making things. I feel like I had my own workstation out in the back garden or the shed. There's a shed. So there's There's something about Alison. Just type in whether you understand that or not for me. Oh, okay. Again, I feel like I was quite content with my own company there as well. And I wasn't a skinny man, he's telling me. I wasn't a skinny man, but it was my hands that would have suffered there. I would have suffered with my hands as well. He's just going on about his hands. He's telling me he would have repeated a lot of stuff. So he would have repeated a lot of stuff to different people, and he would have repeated stuff because he didn't really concentrate on what was going around him, and he was just concentrating on what he was doing, and he repeated himself. I like my sandwiches, he's telling me. I don't know how much you know about this, but I liked a sandwich. It was more convenient to eat as you were going rather than having to sit down and eat at a table as well. He would have had a very inquiring mind, and that's why he's taken me to Fred Dibner. I was good at everything. I could turn my hand to everything, and I had a problem-solving brain, so I could look at something and go and solve it that way. I've passed that on. That's in generations too. There's a younger chap, a younger lad that's got that same kind of inquiring mind there as well for me. Same as mine, that I inquire, and he's going to carry on and inquire, and he wants to take things apart. If he's not already doing it, he's taking things apart because he wants to learn, but there's frustrations from the family members because he doesn't always get it back together. But he said he's never going to learn if they don't let him. They would have got on really well, Alison. Hope you understand where this young man is, but he's saying we would have got on really well. My son, lovely. So allow him to do that, but in a safe environment, okay? He wants to encourage it, and he needs that gentle encouragement as well. And academically, it doesn't matter, he's saying. So whoever's worried about your son's school, don't worry. There's something about writing. Don't worry. It will all fall into place, he's telling me. It's all going to come good. There's also tap dancing within the family because I've got tap dancing. I've just been given tap dancing shoes. There's something about tap dancing, and it should travel back and go forward too. So there should be some kind of dancing within the family now as well. But that's gone through the family too. I've also got to give you that October is very relevant around this gentleman. I want a birthday around this gentleman in October. And I also want to go to May as well. So there'll be a birthday around you in May. But I want about the 15th or 16th of May, so the middle of May there as well. And October, I'm just asking him, I want about the middle of October there for that birthday as well. I've got to give you daffodils as well, so we're going to March as well for an anniversary there too. But I want to have a bank of daffodils. He's saying, do you remember the bank? So I'm seeing a bank that goes up full of daffodils growing there, so you should understand why he's bringing that in there as well, Alison. He said times are very different, specifically for you, not just because of COVID, but specifically for you. So you would have been through something that has actually changed your views or your way of life and how you look at life as well. And he said that's okay. He's also talking about don't look back. It's about going forward. You mustn't look back and worry about what's happened there. Alison, you understand the daffodil, so you should understand why we don't need to look backwards. We just need to go forward. And you should understand how different your life is right now to what it used to be. And he's taken me back to 5 years ago, so something must have happened 5 years ago there. And he's just said, it's like a train. It's gone, okay, but he said it's gone so fast. Alison, you understand that it's gone really fast as well. I know you say you're still going through it, but he said it was fast as well. He's telling me that somebody on earth never trusts their own opinions, and they're constantly looking for approval from someone. But they need to start trusting that they're right about their own thoughts. I don't feel it's you. I feel it's around you. And he's telling me they've got to start trusting. He's given me a yellow rose to give to you, Alison, and he said it must be yellow. I'll give you yellow. And he's also giving you a peach. And there should be a nice story or something about the skin of the peach being so soft. I am going to leave his love with you, but there's a birthday now. We've got a birthday because we've got to write a birthday card. Because he said, don't forget to write that card. And it must be relevant to him, this birthday card, because he wants his name in it too. And he wants you to pass, if you're able to, because I know not everybody's open to the spirit world, but he's saying he wants to pass on his love to other people too. I've got a black dog in spirit, he's telling me. I've got a black dog. That's right, three this month. Oh, okay. Alison, there's a black dog in spirit. I'm not overly big. It looks like I'm no good with dogs. It's got short hair, it's black, it's got a most beautiful shiny coat. And I just want it by my feet. So it would have stayed by the feet of whoever the dog belonged to. Don't actually want to put it with your brother, but I feel it was in the family there. Do I have a name for this person? Oh, you're pushing it. Okay, let's see. I do have to give you the name Derek. All right, so I'm going to give you the name Derek, and whether that's his name, but it would be a relative around him. But I've also got to give you the name June, should be around him too. And I do feel I get muddled up as well, because I feel I'm getting muddled up. So somebody would have got muddled up with their words towards the end as well, and not being able to say what I really wanted to say to the end as well. And it came out in funny, other words were used instead of what I needed to say. I've got to give you the name David as well, David. So if you find one of those names, you'll find all of them. They're all around the same area there. Alison, he's talking about 4 other people that are very important to him. 4 people are very, very important to him still on earth, he's telling me. And if he was here now, he'd give you all a big bear hug. So that must have been something he did, because I want to just sweep you up and give you all a big bear hug. And he's just told me life is a bit like a puzzle, because there's always a bit not quite fitting into that one space that you have. And he said sometimes we've got to move them about. So this is symbolic for you. What isn't fitting right now, just move it, and everything else will move into place as well. If you're not thinking of moving, there's somebody that is thinking of moving around you, because I've just been given house keys, and I've just been they're more in the distance than what you're in now, but the house keys are there sitting and waiting as well. Okay, I do have to give you a door number. I have to give you the door number 3, and I've also got to give you the door number 5 as well, so they should be relevant to you as well. And I've got a white door on one of those too. He's also given me an old-fashioned door knocker, and it looks like it's a fox. If it's not a fox, it's a dog, but there's some kind of animal on there, but it does there. Alison, it's me that's wanting to move. Okay, well, it's there waiting to happen. I'm not a fortune teller, but he's just given me the keys, and so I've got to give you the keys there as well. I've also got to give you a rose bush, but I want a trailing one that would have gone up around somebody's I feel it's more of a gate than a door, but I've got to give that to you as well. And I've got to give you the name David. If I've already given it to you, if you said it again, that just to make sure you're aware of it there as well. He's going to give me lots of names, actually. There's a Jane on Earth that we wants to send healing to as well. And he's also making me aware of the gentleman that wouldn't have been able to, and there's something about not getting words out and not being able to form my words again. And this is a gentleman, and he's saying, take his time. He's just to take his time. Somebody needs to have more patience with him. So I hope you understand where that is too. I understand. He's just said it's David that needs to have more patience with whoever it is that can't get their words out. I do want to put healing around you. I want to put the blue around you, but I also need to bring self-love into you. You need to have that self-love, Alison, and self-belief in yourself, because that's really important, he's saying. He's also telling me if he was still here, he would have boxed somebody's ears. So he would have been more verbal, he's telling me. So, and there is somebody he would like to say a few words. A home truths is what he's telling me. So do know you've got his support from the spirit world and that he's still keeping an eye on everybody. And he's just said, if I had my time again, I wouldn't change anything either. He said, I might have done one or two things different, but then I wouldn't have learned what I've learned. And that's important. And that's important for you right now. And that's why he said it. You wouldn't be who you are if you hadn't have gone through the journey you're going through or been through, Alison. And that's really important for you. So I'm going to say thank you for working with me. Thank you to everybody that's been on here this evening, because we have done the hour, I think. And thank you for joining us and tuning in and for all your support. Thank you.
And thank you for joining us and giving some fantastic evidence this evening. It's very much appreciated.
Thank you very much. Time goes really quick, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Like I said, we do these we do live free readings at 7 o'clock every single Thursday. And as you know, we have a different reader every week. So if you didn't get a message this evening, don't be disheartened or saddened. It doesn't mean the other side doesn't care. It just means, you know, there's a lot of you watching and only a short space of time, unfortunately. So always come back another week. It might be your time. You know, we just never know when a message might be for you. So try and be here at the beginning. Unfortunately, this evening we had the beginning of the night. We didn't get we had a connection, but nobody was here to take it. So that happens, unfortunately, when people join us 20 minutes, half an hour in, and their message might have been right at the very beginning and they weren't here to take it. So unfortunately, once the information's given and we've passed it on, it's gone. As mediums, we don't retain information because we have no need to. When last hour was like Sarah gives the information, it's given at that time. We will not retain it. You cannot send us a message and say, by the way, you know, when you said that, did you mean that? Because we won't have a clue. Basically,
no idea.
Talking from experience on many occasions when I've done them, and they've come back to me and said, you know, when you said this, no, don't remember. No, because it's not my information to retain. We don't need to retain it because we are just, I always say, we're just the mouthpiece. We're the go-between. The information's given to us for us to pass on, not for us to retain and to keep for later on, basically. So I just want to say thank you to you, Sarah, very much for joining us this evening. Thank you to everyone watching. Thank you all for joining in and for commenting and giving your feedback. It's very much appreciated. Like I said, yet again, we will be back at 7 o'clock next week. We have another Sarah. Yeah, another Sarah next week.
You do.
We've got Pink Sarah next week instead.
Yeah, that's it. Lovely evening you'll have as well. So thank you, everybody, and thank you for inviting me.
You're very welcome. You stay there, Sarah. I'll say thank you and good night to everybody. If you're interested in our open mic hour at 9 o'clock, we've got Gary Fields who does his open mic at 9 o'clock every Thursday. And basically, he chats about whatever you want to talk about. It's your hour, your subject, the audience. So whatever he discusses is something that you've asked him to. So thank you again, Sarah, and thank you for everybody else. And it's good night from us both. And take care, everybody.
Bye.